Well, they've been up there for a long time, but now I think it's time we move on and remove Alex's art from the shelf. These pieces of art, as we call them, all remember our memories of great parties from the past. I don't remember the names of all of them. Alex would always name each of them. But they have always sat up here as remembering the good times. But seeing that I haven't had a party in over 2 years, and these actually carried on between houses, so they've been up here since I moved into this house. But it's time to change it up a little bit. Some of these were obviously more thought out than others. Some of them are actual art-like pieces, while others are literally just bottles with crap in them. But who am I to judge an artist? And then the very last one, the most complicated of them all. Tanqueray, with a lot of random stuff on it. That's the last big piece. But it's time to say farewell to our party days, I guess. So after taking down his stuff, I realized that I had to put something up top just because it was a little empty up there. So I remembered that in my garage, in one of my shoe boxes, I actually had a whole bunch of Transformers Prime figurines. So I decided, why the hell not? So I decided to sit there and actually transform all of them. They were all in their vehicle modes. I decided to transform them into their robot modes, and yeah, I mean, I kind of remember now why I liked collecting them is because they just looked so cool together. Basically, I got all the Decepticons from the show, except for one, Breakdown, but that's only because he was only available in Japan, and I wasn't going to spend like $200 to get him. But I also plan on expanding up on the upper shelf with more figurines and stuff like that I've actually purchased and are currently on their way, and basically just display all of my little figurines that I have collected over the years. So, in continuing in home renovation for this year, right now I'm actually replacing the disposal unit underneath my kitchen sink because it died about a week and a half ago. The motor gave out. So this morning I pulled it out and went to go get a new one. In an interesting twist, which this just goes to show how great being a homeowner is, they try to squeeze every dollar out of you when it comes to changing stuff around your house. So the smaller version of the disposals, the 1/3 horsepower disposal units, come with a cable already attached to it. The bigger units also come with a power cable already attached. But the common 1/2 horsepower version, you have to buy and attach your own cable, which costs another $12. So just more, companies just trying to squeeze that last little dollar out of you. All right, moment of truth. New disposal. Look at that! Brand new. And then, of course, last but not least for this week, I have actually been starting to work on a custom-made Halloween shirt that I wanted to design. Now, the story behind this character is actually quite interesting. So back when I was a kid, I used to actually make my own Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I created all sorts of weird monsters, like odd-looking creatures and whatever. But of course, back then, all I had to draw on was Microsoft Paint.
So, needless to say, the creatures didn't look too good. But then I got the idea where I've always wanted to redraw some of those creatures that I created now that I actually have some drawing skill. And there was this one creature that I called Miratumbu Gami that was really weird, as you can kind of see where this character is going, that I wanted to redraw. But then also wanting to do a Halloween shirt, I was like, what if I took the creature and mashed them together with Halloween theme and see what I created? So as you can kind of see here in the image, the original creature was this impish like creature with this big fat belly body, these kind of thicker legs, these little skinny arms that came out from it. And then the weird part was that his stomach was a mouth, and on his chest were eyes. And then he had these 3 long necks that came out of the top of him that had heads with masks on, that just had a grin. Yeah, keep in mind, I actually, made this character when I was like 10. So who knows what kind of weird stuff was going through my mind at that time. But anyways, so I was like, what if I changed him into a pumpkin and kind of gave him that creepy aesthetic where like the necks are the vine, the main body part is the main pumpkin part, and then he has like arms and legs that are basically just roots that are growing out. And as you can see, it's coming out pretty well. I mean, I haven't quite finished it yet, and because I'm going to do a big background with like the moon and like a whole bunch of vines in front of him and stuff like that. But needless to say, it's coming along, and I'm really looking forward to getting this shirt done.
And that's pretty much a wrap up for this week. So tomorrow we're going to do some studio work, start testing some stuff for Balloon Fiesta, because we're only 2 weekends away from that. So that's coming up here fast. Really looking forward to that, because we're going to have our very first broadcast out of the studio, live broadcast out of the studio. So I am really looking forward to that. But yeah, until next week when I have more exciting stuff to talk to you guys about, I'll see you later.